you do have to take it out with your fingers. You do it quickly and then put it down as fast as a bunny, so no one sees it. When you're eating or you're cutting, your handles must be hidden, okay? So if you're eating European style, your handles are hidden inside the palm of your hand. If you're eating the American style, you can expose your handle in your right hand as you bring the food up to your mouth. But you cannot cut your pan and switch the fork in your left hand to show the handle. Okay? If you're showing a handle, that fork has to be in your right hand. Ask you some questions about the napkin. The napkin is a very interesting accessory at the dinner table, very useful. But when you get up to use the restroom, you can either place a napkin on your left-hand side, gathered. You can place it on your chair. If you're in some restaurants, a server will come around and take it off your chair and place it on the handle of your chair or on the back of your chair. But I like it when I get up, because I'm still dining, to crunch it up and just place it on my left-hand side where my forks are. I don't particularly like to put it on the chair, because what if I use it to wipe my mouth, put some gristle in it, something that wasn't good, and then it's going to be on the seat that I'm actually going to sit back on. What if something were to fall off of it, or something would touch the chair? So there are different rules of thumb when it comes to the napkin, but I like the fact that when I start my meal, things come to me from the left-hand side. So I put my napkin on the left-hand side. When I'm done with my meal, my napkin then will go over on my right-hand side. When I literally get up, not when I'm done, but when I get up. So those are just some things to think about when it comes to the napkin itself. Sometimes when you eat salad, it can be a sharing food. People like to share, like, oh, I don't like my olives. Would you like my olives? Oh, yes, I would love to have your olives. So if you're going to offer any food from your plate to someone else, oh, would you like some of my nachos? Yes, I would love to have some of your nachos. It is up to the person that you're offering to take what they want. Okay? So be very cautious when you're offering. Oh, would you like some olives? Yes, I would love your olives. You hand them the plate, they will take it and place it on their own plate. You do not have to give it to them, they will take it off your plate for you. So when you have your wonderful nacho cheese on your nachos, you say, oh, would you like some of my nachos? If you hand it to someone and they happen to take the ones with the most cheese on it, you can't get angry at them because you offered, right? Right. So we want to be very cautious on how we offer and how we allow the person to take from our plate. Yes. Okay, my special friends here, you are going to get ready to get service another course. I told you, dining etiquette is fun. We thought that was the salad, wait to see what's coming next. Okay, so this course can be challenging. There are things on here that you typically would think to be finger food. But once again, the tablecloth dictates to you as a diner, I am not using my fingers today except for bread and butter. I'm going to ask you not to start eating until everyone is at your table. So if one person happened to leave to go make a phone call, use the restroom, whatever it may be, you need to wait for them to come back, okay? Now, there is a piece of shrimp on here. What you're going to do is use your fork and knife again. You see a nice clean fork and a nice clean knife for you to use. You will then hold it exactly the same way as we did last time. You can cut off the end shell and then cut the shrimp as you're eating it, would be the correct way to do it, and mixing it with that delicious salad that they gave you as well. Okay? So this is once again like, oh, a piece of shrimp. On that, your hand says, goes down to pick it up. But because we're in a dining situation and we have a tablecloth, we're going to use our utensils to do that with. You only need to cut 1 or 2 bites at a time. You don't need to cut the shrimp up in tiny little bites, just having it waiting for you. You're not a toddler. You're not in a high chair. You're a young adult now. closer to your right, and then that person will take it from them as they see fit. When you're dining, there's a few of the things that happen at the dinner table that I'm just going to share with you now while we're going through this. Number one, our elbows are never on the table. Our elbows are not on the table for a couple of reasons. Number one, we're in a much more civilized society, so we can put our hands on our lap under the table. We don't need to expose our hands. At one time period, in time, many years ago, it was required that you did have your elbows on the table. People wanted to see your hands. But now we trust the people we're dining with. We're a much more civil society, and so our hands can go under the table when we're not using them. You can put your wrist on the table if you need to, but not your elbows. Okay? The other thing is that sometimes you will see people, they will have a fork. Where's my fork? They will have a fork in their right hand, and they will take their left arm and rest it on the table like this. And they'll eat with their left hand resting on the table like this, and bringing their food up to the mouth. That is not appropriate, and it shows very laziness, type of schlumpy behavior. Once again, if you're not going to put your wrist on, then just put your hands under the table. You know, you have a nice strong back. You don't need your hands to help you stay erect at the table. Now remember, when you're cutting, your handles have to be hidden. I see some handles looking at me that are cutting European style. Some handles are going up towards the sky, some handles are going off to the side. All handles have to be hidden. When you're cutting, you're using the European style.